Well, joining us now to discuss this further is the director of Net Zero Watch, Andrew Montford. Andrew, thanks for joining us. Is this closure the direct result of net zero policies and the previous government's plan to fine vehicle manufacturers if they don't sell the target number of electric vehicles?
I think this must be seen as a major part of it. I mean, clearly, manufacturing in the UK is a tough business when you're up against, countries with much lower cost bases like China. Labor in China is much cheaper. We have hobbled ourselves, though, with very high energy prices because we insist on doing renewables. And then to add insult to injury, we have this daft zero emission vehicle mandate whereby we fine manufacturers if they don't sell enough electric vehicles. So, yeah, I think to large part we have shot ourselves in the foot here. And, I don't think this is going to be the end of it. I think we will see more closures in the months and years to come. So I think Labour sort of waving their hands and saying we're going to have a consultation feels to me as though they're kicking the issue into the long grass. They're hoping that, by the time the consultation's finished, the anger has dissipated and they get away with it. I think the reality of it is that there is a lot more pain to come.
Andrew, do we need to perhaps just lean in to this new reality? I mean, it is the case, it has been the case, frankly, for decades, that it's more expensive to make stuff in this country than it is with countries, as you say, that have cheaper labour forces or cheaper energy. I mean, that's got worse in recent years, but it's always been comparatively worse. Do we not need to lean in to the ideas first written down by Adam Smith in the 1700s, that actually we should stick to doing what we do best and leave other people to make things? Is that a new reality?
I think the thing is that EVs are not actually a commercial prospect. They're kept afloat by government mandates, because we have to have them according to the government. It's central planning. So I don't think we're leaning into anything particularly. We do also, I should say, the Western Europe has a huge technological advantage in terms of internal combustion engines. We are very good at them over here. We're probably better than the Chinese, but the Chinese are probably technologically better than anybody in the West, apart perhaps from Tesla, at electric vehicles. So, yeah, we're not really going with the flow here. We are trying to mandate an end in the way that the communists used to mandate the way things should be. And, that's a huge mistake. It's always been a mistake. It's always led to economic disaster, and we can see it leading to economic disaster now, and we shouldn't be surprised.
Andrew, it seems that there is declining public consent for these targets. When the targets were first introduced, 2030, then extended to 2035 by the last government, it seemed a long way away. But of course, now we're only 5 years away from that 2030 target if Labour do bring the date back. Do you think the public realise just how monumental this change is going to be? And do you think there will be unrest as we approach the deadline?
I think we will see unrest. Yes, I think the public is becoming aware quite quickly of the amount of pain and disruption that they're going to have to go to. I mean, a lot of these issues are only just starting to impinge on people's consciousness. So things like energy rationing, which is going to become a reality. That's what your smart meter is for. It's so they can switch off your appliances. That is going to be very unpleasant for people, and it's going to come as a shock. And yeah, I don't think people will allow it to happen. Eventually, they will turn on the government. The problem I think the public has at the moment is that both Labour and Conservatives are still tied to the net zero delusion, if you like. And I think we may well see people going towards reform and things, but once they realise just how bad this is going to be.
OK, well, Andrew Montford, thank you so much for joining us here and talking through what is a sad day for the country, really. Director of Net Zero Watch.